Hello and welcome to another episode of the Hello Hosty podcast. Today I am joined by Carlotta Rodriguez Beute of Luxarentals based in southeast Spain. Hello, Carlotta. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, thank you to invite me to your podcast.
You're most welcome. Should we start with a little bit of an introduction to you and to Luxarentals?
Okay.
So you guys are based in the southeast of Spain. Could you tell us about the properties that you manage?
We manage like 35 properties here in the Costa del Sol and also in Tarifa, Cádiz, because it's so here is like 1.5 hours by car, more or less. And we start the first properties that we had was here in Benalmádena because it's the center of the Costa del Sol, and we have many family and friends that have second residence here, so that's why we began, because they, at the first time it was our family that lent us to try with their properties. But at the first time it was in the COVID time, so it was a very difficult time, but we, for our surprise, it was so good at the first time, because we were booking all the time and that summer, so it was a good surprise. And then we started having more properties, and we have grow very, very quick. Because I think that we have a difference, that is our service, because our name is Luxarental, and the Luxa is like we try to make the experience of the guest like a luxury stay, so we offer a very different kind of service. Since they came here to Spain, since they land here, we can pick up them at the airport with a transfer, and then we make the check-in personally, and then we offer many things like excursions or chefing house, babysitting, everything that they can imagine, which we try to make it possible.
Okay, so you say that you've only been going a very short time. You started just before COVID. So how long have you been going exactly?
This is the third year.
Third year. And how many properties are you currently managing?
35.
Wow. So you guys have experienced some pretty sensational growth.
It was so the growing was so quick. The last year we grow in 20 properties. 25 properties. So it was the first time it was only 10, and then we grow 25 properties more. So it was a very good thing. And we are only two people. Is my partner. My partner is Jonathan, and we are only two at the first time, but then, and we are working all the time. It's our baby, this company. So we try to work all the days from Monday until Sunday, because this work doesn't have a vacation. And when everyone is on vacation, we have to work more. So, yeah. And here also in this time of the year, somebody think that now we don't have work, but we have also a lot of work, because here they came many people to telework here to the south of Spain, because the weather is so good. So many people came here to work. So we have a long stay, many long stay in our apartment. So we have all the year booking.
Wow, so you're like of course you're seasonal, but you flow throughout the whole year. You have a season every part of the year. That's yes. Pretty good. So talk to us a little bit about the type of properties that you manage.
About our properties, we have a lot of kind of properties. We have villas that are so big, like they can stay like 12 people more or less. And we also have little apartments, but those little apartments, our condition is that they have to be in a very, very good place, like in front of the sea, and that kind of apartments are also inside a village. I don't know how to say in English, that have their own reception that has a lot of qualities, like for example 5 or 6 swimming pools and those kind of resorts, you know. So it's the condition. So, and our priority also is the decoration. We have a, if you see in our website, you can see that all our apartments and villas have the same decoration. You know, for us is so important because we think that the details are very, very important in a vacation, because we try that the people feel like they are at home when they are in our property. So
absolutely,
I think that's our priority.
So your first property was the home of a friend, you said?
No, the home of my father.
Okay.
And the home of the father of my partner. You know, that was they have a very good villas. They are so nice place, and we are so lucky because, you know, no, it's not common to have those kind of villas for the first properties to rent. But so, and they are very good of decoration, and they are so in a very good ubication also. So it was easy to rent, you know. So that's why we start, and then we try to make it professional, you know, because at the first time it was like, okay, we are trying to do this, how we can do, how we are going to manage. And then when we see that it was all the time having bookings and many people want to repeat, many people want to come again, so we say, okay, we are going to do this in a professional mood, you know, with to make a company, to make our website and everything.
So how did you, beyond the properties that belong to people that you know, how did you start to acquire, professionally acquire other people's properties?
I think that the first thing was it was my father and the father of my friend, and then they start to say, oh, I'm so happy because I'm having an extra money with that, and they start to say to their friends, and their friends says to other friends, and also within our website, you know, when we had our website and we start to promote in our social media, there was many people like say, oh, I have another property, so I want to try. And the owner says to their friends, and that's the thing, you know,
this is an amazing marketing strategy. I know a little bit about how Spanish culture works and the concept of enchufes, connections. And I can imagine how this would work in the Spanish society. So
and now we have grown a lot. So now people that doesn't know us from another people just contact us, and because we have many, we publish our company in social media and also here in the area, you know, so.
It sounds like you must be enjoying the process, enjoying the business. Yeah.
Yes.
So what's the biggest challenge that you face today?
The biggest challenge I face today, I think that for me it's so important to make the marketing, how do you say, our image in our social media. For me it's so important, and I'm like all the time thinking like, okay, what I want to show to the rest of the world, you know, because I want to show not only our properties, I want to show what Malaga can offer if you come from another place. It's not like, okay, if you are going to stay in Torremolinos, for example, I want to offer like, you are not only in Torremolinos, you can go, for example, to Frigiliana. It's like half an hour by car, 1 hour by car, and I want to show that that is not only that you have Torremolinos, that Malaga is a very good place that is so near also from another province like Seville, Cordoba, Granada. So I want to show that. I don't know how if you understand me, but it's like you are not going to pay a travel, and you don't have to be only in that area. You have many things to do.
I understand.
So that's why I try to show that.
So communication about the offering of Malaga via your social media is the biggest challenge, right? Okay.
Yes.
So what do you spend most of your time doing as a host?
Well, I think the most time I try that all the properties are perfect. So if they are rent, I call to the guest and I say like, okay, is everything okay? And many times like, okay, the control remote doesn't have pills, or the light is off, so I have to say to the handman, you have to go there, you have to organize that all the properties are at the correct mode, because when there are many check in, check out all the days, the things happens, so I have to fix it in a very short time. So I think that's the most handicap, and the thing that I waste more time.
It seems that you've managed to build your company quite well in a short space of time, because it seems that you're quite good at delegating. Because I talk to a lot of people that just try to do everything themselves without the team, and
I think is the worst thing in this job, because it's so difficult to delegate, very, very difficult, because I think that you have to are like a multitask, you have to be in many places, and it's so complicated to delegate. I try. I have a employed that I think that she will be in more time. She can do more things that she's doing now, but I think that not at all that if you are the founder, or in my case a co-founder, I think that never happened that she can do or all my job, because I think it's when it's yours, I think it hurts, so it doesn't matter that it's a Sunday, that is in the evening, that you are in a party, or you are on vacation. We went in Paris 2 months ago, and we were working all the time. We were on the phone all the time, because we cannot stop, because the things it happens, and doesn't matter if you are here or you are in another place. For the guest, it's like, okay, I have paid, so you have to.
They need a service.
Yes,
absolutely. So on this podcast, I like to ask people for tips and advice and hacks that they could offer to other hosts. Do you have any tools or hacks that you could recommend that would save other people time, or that make your job easier?
I think for us the change was that kind of platforms like Trello, because before we weren't organized. This kind of job, it has to be very, very, very organized. You have to have many protocols to do the things. For example, so in the cleanings, my cleaners has how to do when they enter in apartment, so they know that they have to check all the stuff, all the electrodomestics. So if you have all in a note, and the cleaners knows how to do, I think that is easier and quicker. If you know how to do. So I try to make this in all the areas of our business.
Okay, that's a good some good advice. Have you managed to have any or much success with direct bookings?
Sorry?
Have you had
success with directly, so you mean without platforms?
Correct.
Yes, I think that is the better way, because I think that if you have direct contact with your guests, I think that the communication is more fluently. And also if they want to repeat, the stay, they are more comfy if you are talking directly with you and not by Airbnb. And also the other thing is that they are paying an extra commission if they are doing by Airbnb and booking. So
absolutely.
Now in our case, I think that the half of our bookings are directly.
Excellent. How do you manage this?
Many people contact us by our website, and many people repeat, because if they love their stay and they love the villa or their partner, they call us and say, I want to go again. And if it's booked, I said, okay, I have a similar property, so I can offer this or this. So now we have a lot of particulars, and more in the long stays. In the long stays now is I think that the 70% is directly.
And how do they find you? They come to your website or the social media? How do they find you?
I think is the website and the social media. I think is the most important, and the rest is a guest that is not the first time that they have came. So.
And do you stay in touch with your guests after they stay? Do you send them? You do. How do you stay in touch with them?
Well, I try to, if they write me, because they try to write me like 3 months or 4 months before to come again. So they call me and I say like, how was your job? I try to remember if they have babies, if they have dogs, if I try to note, and if I remember, I say, so I think that the relation comes more, how do you say, more personally, more human.
Yeah. So you build good relationships with your guests.
Yes.
Excellent.
With my guests.
Excellent. So looking back, what advice would you give yourself when you first started?
Well, I think that the first thing is that I don't have to be so stressed, because I have to manage better the stress, because I think at the first time when you start with a company, because I had my own company before in another sector, but it was so little in compare with this. So I think that I have to be more calm, and it's so important to make sure that you have a timetable, that you say, okay, my timetable is I start at 8 in the morning and I finish at that hour. Of course, there are urgencies, but I try to have a organization also in my time, because if not, you don't have free time. And I think that if you are a lot of time without your time for you, then it's complicated, because you get stressed and you cannot manage.
So your advice is to stay calm, create a schedule, and stick to it.
Yes, that's it.
Good advice. Good advice. Carlotta, it's been lovely talking to you. If people would like to find out more about you and about Luxarentals, how will they do this?
They can see our social media profile and also our website, and of course is there our contact. So if they want to write me by WhatsApp or by email, I will try to respond all their questions.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you so much to invite me.